Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. We have some breaking news here, and this breaking news I actually broke last night on my live stream. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. Apparently, the SEC is suing 8 individuals who are extremely popular on the Twitter platform for promoting and pumping penny stocks and taking advantage of their followers by promoting those penny stocks, and then after that selling them just hours later after they told their followers to buy it. It is absolutely sick, disgusting, and awful what these people have done, and we're going to go ahead and talk about that and go over that entire thing, that entire SEC document in today's video. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. First, you can see this article right here. The SEC alleges 100 million stock manipulation scheme via social media. Now, some of you guys might actually know who these people are because these people are very well known. As a matter of fact, I can tell you guys right now, I know who these people are. I remember during the bull market of 2021 when all of these fake gurus popped up out of nowhere and got huge followings because there was so much greed and speculation. These guys rose to prominence on Twitter by literally just shilling certain stocks and building a following. I don't even know how they did it, but they were one of the lucky people who did it. And we now found out that these guys were absolute scammers. So here are their names. I'm sure you guys know who these people are. Edward Constantine, whose name is MrZackMorris. Basically, I remember this guy very well. Okay, matter of fact, let's actually go ahead and go to his Twitter page. Here it is right here. So, hold on. Here we go. This is his page right here, guys. You can clearly see he has 500,000 followers on Twitter. So this is him. This is MrZackMorris. That's what he really looks like right here. Now, before, his original photo used to be the actual real Zach Morris. Like, it was like an alias he had. He had like the real Zach Morris, and what you guys know is the guy from Saved by the Bell. And he used that alias as he was promoting and pumping penny stocks. Then eventually everybody found out who he was, and now he shows his real face. So there you go. That's what this guy really looks like. So this guy, he goes by the name of MrZackMorris, but his real name is Edward Constantine, okay? This guy, I'm not even so sure that he was exactly the ringleader, but this guy was the most popular guy out of that group, okay? Let me show you some of his friends. So let's go back to that SEC document. You can see right here, PJ Matlock. Now, PJ actually deleted his Twitter literally like just a few hours ago as I'm recording this video, because yesterday I was looking at his Twitter trying to see what was going on, and all of a sudden I wake up this morning and his Twitter's gone. So he deleted it. Let me show you guys their other friends. All of these guys are listed in this SEC document, by the way. So let me just show you guys some of their friends. So here goes the other one. Dan Deity. Sorry, let me turn the volume down. Dan Deity of Dips. That's another one. Where is he at? This is him. Okay, here we go. So this is Dan Deity of Dips. This is one of their friends that was in that group. You guys might know this guy. There's another guy named Hugh Henney. He's in the lawsuit. Yep, this is him. This guy's name is Hugh Henney. He's another one. Obviously, the PJ Matlock guy deleted his channel. Let me find the other guy. There's another guy called Ultra Calls the Stock Sniper. I'm just showing you guys so you guys know who these people are. And as you can see, all of these guys have huge followings on their channel. So here's another one right here. Here we go. This guy's name is the Stock Sniper. The Stock Sniper. Anybody, first of all, huge red flag. Anybody who calls themselves the Stock Sniper should be an automatic red flag. And here's where it gets hilarious. He posts on his bio, disclaimer, my tweets are not recommendations to enter a stock. Ideas shared on Twitter are not buy or sell signals. Do not trade based on social media. He got that whole little disclaimer that all these little YouTubers like to do as well on their channels, and the SEC still went after him. And trust me, folks, you're not going to want to miss this. You're going to want to stay for this entire video, because we are going to talk about why I believe that the SEC is going to soon start going after these stock pumping YouTubers as well. Stay tuned. We'll talk about that later in the video. Let's go ahead and actually go over this case. So there you go. Those are all the people, guys. It's right here. The Stock Sniper, a.k.a. John Daniel Knight Deity of Dips, Stefan Laid Back, Hugh Henney, his name is Mitchell, Tommy Coops, PJ Matlock, and MrZackMorris, okay? Now let's actually go ahead and read a little bit of what they're saying. So here's what it says right here. If you look right here under summary, it says right here, to their legion of followers on social media, the 8 defendants have for years promoted themselves as trustworthy stock picking gurus. In reality, they are seasoned stock manipulators. They identify stocks ripe for manipulation, acquire substantial positions in these securities, and then recommended those stocks as good investments to their followers on Twitter and online stock trading forums they run and on podcasts. These clowns had a freaking podcast called I can't even remember what it was called, but they had some crazy podcast where they had a bunch of people listening to it and they were pumping their stocks of their own podcast. It's just the most insane thing when you hear about this kind of stuff. It almost makes you lose faith in humanity. It's like, are people really this stupid? Like, I can't believe people fell for this crap, but whatever. It's good that the SEC is doing something about it. That's the main thing. So, okay. It says here, they encourage their followers to purchase the selected stocks, often claiming that they likewise would have bought or intend to buy these stocks for themselves and hold them. Instead, the defendants sell their shares into their demand that their deceptive promotions generate. Yep. Then it says 7 of the defendants, Perry Matlock, Edward Constantine, Thomas Cooperman, blah, 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 all the people carried out the scheme, coordinating the acquisition of shares, promoting the shares of their followers, and dumping the shares for substantial profits. They were aided and abated by Daniel Knight. That's the Dan Dib Deities guy, who with Hennessy co-hosted a popular stock trading podcast that promoted the other defendants as expert traders and provided a platform for other defendants to deceptively promote the stocks they intended to dump. It's absolutely insane, folks. And then here's where the bombshell comes. From at least January 2020 through present, the 8 defendants earned approximately $100 million from this stock manipulation scheme. They made $100 million buying stocks beforehand and then penny stocks at that, and then telling their followers, yeah, buy this, it's going to 10x. Oh my God. And then selling on their followers just a few hours later or a few days later. Woo-wee. Holy cow, guys. It's crazy. Okay, let's go look at some other parts of this document because there's some interesting parts. Here we go. Here's an interesting part right here if we look at 61. It says right here, on October 5th, 2021, Constantine reiterated on Twitter his $10 price target for CEI. He said the CEI was going to go to $10+. About a half hour later, he sold all 2 million shares that he owned, including the 2 million shares that he purchased on September 1st, 2021, for an average price of $2.61 per share. So this guy was pumping this stock on his Twitter saying, yeah, CEI is going to go to $10. CEI is going to go to $10. Just keep holding, guys. Just keep holding, guys. While he was saying that, he was selling it in the background. Like, you can't make this stuff up. And for those who don't know, Camber Energy, which is CEI, is one of those, you know, those scummy clown stocks that there were some YouTubers promoting that too. That's what's funny. Let's go to look at some other parts of the document. Here we go. On some occasions, look at where the yellow is, guys. On some occasions, the primary defendants lied about losing money on a particular stock when in reality, they had profited handsomely in order to generate trust among their followers. Trust that was necessary to perpetuate the scheme and ensure their followers that they would continue to purchase shares based on future recommendations. Indeed, in private chats and recorded conversations, they bragged and laughed about making profits at the expense of their own followers. Okay, let's go over this last part, and then I'm going to get into like what I think the YouTubers what I think is going to happen to these clown YouTubers. So 29, it says right here, the defendants understood that they were participating in an unlawful market manipulation scheme and that they were profiting from misleading their followers. The defendants sometimes discussed their scheme over Discord voice chats that they believed were private but were being recorded. For example, March 1st, 2021, Knight and Cooperman, along with others, discussed the group's manipulation of the securities of GTT Communications, which at the time traded on the New York Stock Exchange. The following is a portion from the conversation. You can see right here highlighted in red. Knight, which is the Daniel Knight, which is the Dan Deity Dips guy. He said, get caught. We're robbing effing idiots of their money. That's the one that specifically stood out to me. And it's just crazy how cocky these guys were. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let me go ahead and speak on how I think the YouTubers are in trouble here. If I'm some of these YouTubers and I know for a fact I participated in this, I'd be sweating right now because the SEC is coming. And some of this information that the SEC has tells me that they've been in these group chats for a long time and they've been watching. So I'm not making any accusations here on any specific YouTuber, okay? We're not even going to say any names. But here's what I'm going to say. Do I suspect that there may have been some YouTubers in their Patreon, Discord, buy and sell alert chats that bought a stock before telling their followers and then sold it immediately after a small run up. Yes, I think some of these YouTubers did that. I'm not going to say any names. I'll let the SEC do that. I think that some of these YouTubers did that because think about it, guys. Some of these YouTubers with their buy and sell alerts, right? What they're doing is they're buying a stock beforehand in their Fidelity or their Robinhood or whatever. So they're picking a stock that they want to buy and they're buying it. And they're quote unquote stock gurus. And their followers believe anything that they say and think they're going to make money. So they're going to buy the same stocks they recommend. That's why they're in the chats for the buy and sell alerts. So these YouTubers are buying stocks, right? So they've already bought the shares. Then they go in their Discord chat and they put a buy alert. And they say, hey guys, I just bought such and such shares of CEI or whatever stock. A bunch of their retail followers pile in. So that's already part of the scheme right there. And again, I'm not singling out anybody. I'm just speculating here. I'm just speculating. Technically, a buy and sell alert is not much different than what these people did. The only difference would be here's what it comes down to. The only difference is that these YouTubers sell just a few hours after they told people to buy. That's the key. And I think some of them did. This is what I think some of these YouTubers did. I think they bought a stock. They put the buy alert in their little Discord chat. A bunch of people bought. They sold a few hours after the run up. And then they lied and didn't say anything to their followers. And then after that, a few weeks go by or whatever. And then they're like, okay, guys, I finally sold and I lost a little bit of money or I bought or whatever. Because think about it, guys. Most of these people do not show the actual screenshots of their buy and sell alerts. And I have proof of this. The only person, believe it or not, as surprising as this is, there's only one YouTuber I can think of that actually shows screenshots of his actual buy alert that he does in his brokerage account. And that's me, Kevin. He's the only one. He's the only one I can think of. And again, not defending me, Kevin. I'm not accusing me, Kevin, either. I'm just speculating that some of these YouTubers probably did it because majority of these people on YouTube, when they do their buy and sell alerts, and I have proof of this, when they do their buy and sell alerts and when they show their portfolios, they only show an Excel spreadsheet. They don't show actual brokerage statements. So we don't know if they actually bought the stock, how much they bought, when they bought, and if they actually sold and when. So I suspect that the SEC is probably going to start coming after some of these scummy clown stock YouTubers because I suspect that the same tricks that were happening in this Atlas Discord group, which had 250 something thousand members, by the way, I suspect that the exact same thing that was happening, I suspect that these YouTubers did the same thing. That's what I think. I think some of these YouTubers did the same thing. And even if they didn't do it in their secret Discord group, technically YouTube counts too, right? Because if you look at the specific part of what they're saying in this SEC document, they're not only saying that these guys were promoting stocks in their Discord, they're saying that these guys were promoting stocks and saying buy this or I'm going to buy this or whatever on their Twitter accounts. That's social media. YouTube's the same way. So if these YouTubers were saying, hey, buy this or I'm buying this on their YouTubes, that's the same thing these guys are doing. So like I said, the key difference that we need to know is whether these clown stock YouTubers, because think about it. You guys mean to tell me that only the Twitter people are bad? You don't think any of these clowns on YouTube did the same thing? Of course they did. I strongly believe that some of these YouTubers did the same thing. So what it's going to come down to is we know for a fact that these YouTubers bought stocks before promoting it to their fans too. We know it for a fact. There's no doubt about it. Both on YouTube and in their buy and sell alerts. They found stocks that they liked. They hurried up and bought it before they made the video on it. We know that for a fact. So now that we know that, it comes down to this. Did they knowingly, as soon as they promoted a stock, soon as they saw a nice little run up happen, did they hurry up and sell the stock? That's the key. And if they did that, that is stock manipulation. You bought a stock beforehand, promoted to your followers that stock, they all piled in after you bought it, and then you sell for a nice profit without informing your followers. I guarantee you guys, there are some people on YouTube who did that. And we're going to find out Because the fact that I'm seeing here that it says here, for example, on March 1st, 2021, how did the SEC get that? There's either one or two ways. Either somebody snitched or the SEC is in those chats. I think it's both. I think the SEC is in all these chats and people snitch. Because remember, guys, there was a rumor that Jeremy LaFave was being investigated by the SEC at one point. There was a rumor that. I'm telling y'all, the SEC is in these chats. And the way that the SEC does it, the way that the government does it, they make sure that they gather all the evidence they got until they know they got you. So they let these guys enjoy their nice cars and their Ford Teslas and their beaches and fancy houses and all. They let them enjoy that. And then they come later and get them when they got all the evidence they need, when they know that they can prove it without a shadow of a doubt. Once they know that, that's when they get you. So yeah, crazy stuff, folks. These guys, I'm telling y'all right here, I remember in 2021, these guys were very popular on Twitter. They were promoting stocks like AMC and Wish and Car Lots and all these garbage penny stocks. I remember that very closely. And what's so interesting is some of these same stocks that these penny stock pumpers on YouTube were promoting are some of the exact same stocks that some of these big mega channels on YouTube we're talking about as well. So it's going to be very interesting. Buckle up, folks. All I got to say to these YouTubers and these clowns who are taking advantage, you better get ready. SEC is coming, and I'm loving every bit of it. So anyway, that will go ahead and conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.